Visit us online at burningrubberradio.com for recipes from the NASCAR chef, John Dix, and more great content.
Yeah, man, I'll tell you what, that dang old internet, man, you just go on there and point and click, 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 click. It's real easy, man.
Now back to more Burning Rubber Radio.
Oh, man, Piastri's on top in the Japanese Grand Prix for the weekend. The 1000th NHRA race is happening somewhere close to us here in North Carolina. And Andy, there's rumors that a teenager is going to set records for the Coke 600 this year coming up, brother. We got a gas and go for you. It's producer Wayne, Andrew DeLay, and Andy. We're going to jump right into it here, brother. Did you hear, speaking of cool news that anybody could share anywhere, that we're going to have a teenager for the first time ever racing in the Coke 600? Yeah, Connor Zilic. You are right, my friend. And so that's big news. And so it's funny because I saw the news announced on Thursday, April 3rd. Trackhouse Racing announced that 18-year-old Connor Zilic will make his second NASCAR Cup Series start driving the number 87 Red Bull Chevrolet in this year's Coca-Cola 600 coming up on May the 25th for Memorial Day weekend.
That's awesome. Connor Zilic, he's going to be the next real big name, I do believe, in the Cup Series in NASCAR for sure.
I would say next Kyle Larson.
I don't know. Kyle Larson's a GOAT in my mind.
He
Jimmy
is.
Johnson,
Well, okay, maybe next Jimmy Johnson. Who knows?
Yeah, we'll see, right?
Well, time will tell for sure. Time will definitely tell for sure. But we're gonna wish Connor all the best of luck coming up at the Coke 600 this year, because I'm not gonna lie, like that's history being made right there. The fact that we've got an 18-year-old young man for the first time ever getting behind the wheel of the NASCAR Cup Series car at Charlotte Motor Speedway for such a
That's right.
I guess you can call it one of the pinnacle events of NASCAR.
It is. Correct.
Yeah,
that's right.
So a big thing going all the way around there here. So moving on here, Andy. Speaking of Kyle Larson, there was been a bit of news that come out about Larson here the other day. Unveiled his paint scheme for the Indy 500 as well as for the Coke 600 race. 2 different weekends this year, but Larson was quoted as saying on Wednesday when he visited NASCAR's production facility in Concord, North Carolina, that completing the 1,100 miles is the ultimate goal for running both races. And honestly, I got a chance to see pictures of the livery for the Indy 500 race. That thing looks pretty badass.
It is, and it's up on the Burning Rubber Radio Facebook page if you want to go take a look at it.
Yep, most definitely, folks. So go take a look at that, facebook.com/Burning Rubber Radio, and take a look at the pictures of the livery for the Indy 500 run that Kyle Larson is going to be trying to put out this year. And then real quickly here, Andy, we got to take ourselves just a little pause in the action, a little caution flag here. And we got to talk about the folks over at Drive Refine. Make sure you go over to driverefine.com. Joey Coulter and the crew over there doing great work. Again, folks, the beautiful part to Drive Refine, it's not the driver coaching you would expect. It's something where Joey works with you one-on-one after every single race. And after every single race, works on you to better your communication with your crew chief, your crew, teammates, hell, even fans. We've seen him do some work with some of these up-and-coming kids, work better with the fan base as well. So there's a lot of stuff that Joey has got going on there. And again, that website, driverefine.com, driverefine.com. I'm going to drill it into your head here, driverefine.com, because it's not just driver coaching, it's Drive Refine.
Drive Refine.
That's about as close as I think it's ever going to get right now. And but getting back into the news here for the week, folks, and this is interesting, Andy. Have you heard about Todd Gilliland this week?
Oh my gosh, something slipped past me. No, what's going on with Todd?
So at age 24, with only 115 NASCAR Cup Series starts under his belt, Todd Gilliland has officially found himself now as the senior leader of the 3-driver FRM operation.
Oh, I guess, yeah, okay.
And so apparently, now they haven't made this, any kind of weird notation official or anything like that. But as far as him being in the number 34 Ford, along with Noah Gregson and Zane Smith being the other 2 drivers of the team, that puts Gilliland literally as the senior because, he's got more starts than both. And honestly, I mean, performance-wise, it hasn't been that great up until this year and last year. But, he's really showing off in that FRM car this year.
Yeah, that's right. And, of course, Michael McDowell leaving this year. Well, of course, McDowell led that team for a long time. So it's good to see Gilliland doing his thing.
Right. Definitely really cool to see Todd Gilliland getting out there and getting some big things underway here. Moving in now to the world of Formula One. And this one's always interesting because Andy has so much fun mispronouncing names every single time we talk about Formula One.
Oh, yeah, we do. Yeah.
And but now this weekend, folks, they are over in Suzuka in Japan for the Japanese Grand Prix. And now this name's easy for me, but I imagine Andy would find some way to butcher it. McLaren's Oscar Piastri turned the fastest lap overall in a crash-plagued practice session for the Japanese Grand Prix. And this was, I'm trying to see what the date on this one was, I think, because with them being so far ahead time zone-wise, I do believe that this was actually earlier this morning on Friday, based on time differences, time zones, all that fun stuff. But Piastri ran a lap officially of 1 minute 28.114 to take the top spot ahead of teammate Lando Norris, who was, now again, this will show you how close these Formula One cars can get when they really dice it up on the track, was only 49 ten-thousandths of a second slower.
Wow, that's a dead heat.
Yeah, talk about nose to freaking nose, wing to wing even for that matter when it comes to stuff in Formula One here. So good stuff for Oscar Piastri taking the top spot overall in the practice sessions leading up into the Japanese Grand Prix. From what I could tell, though, qualifications had not happened yet. So if that does, when that news drops, folks, we'll make sure to get that up on the Burning Rubber Radio social media pages so that we can keep you informed on what happens there. Now, something else that's really cool, Andy, you remember how back in the day, NHRA used to do night qualifying, right?
Yes. Yep.
So this news just broke as of April 2nd. So on Wednesday here, when the NHRA comes back to Pacific Raceways, they're bringing night qualifying back.
All right.
So we get to see a little nighttime qualification action for the NHRA this year. And then the bit of big news here that we wanted to touch on when it comes to the NHRA, and this hits home for me because I did make mention in the open of the show here that there was a special notation for the NHRA this year, Andy, and that is that the 1,000th, mark it off, 1000 top fuel races, the 1,000th top fuel race is officially set for ZMAX Dragway and the 4-Wide Nationals this year.
All right. That's going to be pretty cool. Talking about the NHRA, just let folks know I got the feelers out there trying to get a hold of Gage Herrera, and hopefully we'll get him on the show. Also, did you see that John Force officially announced his retirement from competition in motorsports, which is no surprise to us after his wreck?
It's no surprise, but I'm not going to lie, though. It does break the heart a little bit because I was really hoping to see John get back in for at least a couple more races.
Yeah, but hey, he's in his mid-70s.
Right. He's looking out for his health. He's looking out for the family. And, now it really gives him a chance to sit back and really run the day-to-day of JRM like he was doing. Or JFM, rather, excuse me.
Yeah, I was going to say, Junior Motorsports, John Force.
I'm not gonna lie though, and I'm just being completely honest when I say this. I would not be surprised if Dale Earnhardt Jr. one day tapped John Force on the shoulder and be like, We need your excitement to come run JR.
Yeah, no, I don't know if Kelly would be all happy about that. But yeah,
Kelly probably look at it and be like, this is a little too much hype. We need to chill.
yeah.
Oh, man. But, yeah, that's it for the news. It's hard to believe.
Already.
Yeah, it's hard to believe already. We're already in.
We're at Darlington, though, this weekend, man. That's the news in itself. Of course,
and it's
the Lady in
Throwback
Black.
Weekend.
That's right. And hopefully we have a John Derigius.
Actually, you know what? I'm glad you brought that up here because I got to pull the magic paper of my phone out.
Hey, you
real
just
quick
pulled
here.
something out of your ass.
Don't make me tell you to go wash your ass. Sorry, sucker. All right, so looking over here with John Derigius. He will be back with us next week too, folks, where we will have a video for him where he'll be talking to you about all the cool little bet slips and everything else, you know, the technical stuff that John Derigius does. And but as far as his picks, though, for this week, Andy, he's going to go for William Byron to pull off the W when it comes to the Lady in Black this weekend, because Byron has been pretty good at Darlington in the last 6-7 years. So we'll see.
Yeah, he's been great
Well,
at Darlington.
We'll see what happens there. But now this one caught my attention here. John D is predicting that Chase Briscoe is going to be a sleeper for the top 5.
All right. Just about time.
Yeah.
We can see Chase Briscoe up there. Now, you know, I always say Larson, he's strong there. All the Hendrick cars are strong there.
Oh, yeah.
And especially now that our Jeremy Taylor's putting the final touches on those Hendrick cars over there.
Yep.
So, do you have a pick?
Oh, man. Darlington, Lady in Black. I'm just going to throw a random one out there. I'm going to say Josh Berry.
Okay, and that's as good as anything. I think I'm going to go with Bubba Wallace. Yep, Bubba Wallace is going to win this weekend. He has been running up front and threatening, leading a lot of laps this year, and showing that he's got the talent to wheel
Finally.
good equipment.
He's finally showing us what he should have been showing a long time ago. And like I said, I've garnered a little more respect for the guy just on his driving style in the last handful of races this season. So we'll see if Bubba can do something good and lose the Bubbles distinction that we have for him here on the show.
Anyway, also a big shout out to the Land of NASCAR Outcasts over on Facebook, folks.
Mm-hmm.
Folks, if you want to get the behind the curtain action on what goes on behind the scenes at NASCAR, there's a bunch
Garage
of
area
insiders.
access. There you go.
Yeah, garage area access. I don't know if you'd say that. I'd say geriatric garage area access. But anyway, Land of NASCAR Outcast. Go check them out on Facebook. Tell them Burning Rubber Radio sent you.
Yep, most definitely. But and speaking of geriatrics, we got to go take a nap, Andy. You know what? You know why, right?
Because we're old.
that we are. But you know what? We can't take a proper nap, though, without saying hi to the folks over at MyPillow. And make sure you head over to mypillow.com/BRR and use the promo code BRR at checkout to get your entire order delivered for free. And they have got the biggest sale ever going on right now. So go check them out. Again, mypillow.com/BRR, mypillow.com/BRR, and use the promo code BRR at checkout to get your entire order delivered for free. That's Andrew DeLay. I'm producer Wayne. NASCAR chef John Dix. Hopefully be back with us next week along with John Derigius. But in the meantime, folks, until Monday when we wrap up Throwback Weekend at Darlington Raceway, we will see you on the other side.
Burning Rubber, baby.
Yeah.